So today is Thursday, October 23rd, and I'm here to give you your fishing report on Table Rock Lake. But before we get into that, guys, I've been working on something. I'm trying to get the cameras going, stuff like that. We've been having a lot of issues with the ports and the side. We've been having a lot of issues with the GoPros, and it's just not good footage for me to show you what I've been doing. But we're getting that squared up. The boat's getting some stuff done to it, and me as a guide and as a I basically want to show y'all more in depth of what I'm doing and how I'm catching these fish. I think it will help you fish jumping right there. I think it will help you more on down the line, and it'll help you to see how I'm doing things and see what I'm doing. And guys, I'm excited for it. Y'all are going to see a lot more fish catches, and we're also going to venture off on other lakes like Bull Shoals, Truman, Palmy, Lake of the Ozarks, stuff like that. I've fished Lake of the Ozarks, and I fished Table Rock, and I fished Grand Lake because I'm from Oklahoma. But I've never fished the surrounding lakes around here, you know, like Bull Shoals and all those other places. So we're going to put some great things for you this winter, and hopefully it'll help you be able to catch more and bigger fish in the future. And that's what this channel is about how can I help y'all grow and fishermen and to catch those giants. So let's get into our fishing report this week. Guys, I've caught quite a bit of fish. I've caught walleye, I've caught a lot of stuff, and it's just really spontaneous areas. It's kind of tough, I will say, but you have to kind of know what you're looking at and what to go. So that's why I'm here to tell you. Don't get discouraged when you go out there and you get a weekend to go fishing. I will say tomorrow is rain, Saturday is rain, and Sunday is rain. Not only that, cold fronts are coming, which I'm super excited about, because that's when the fish tend to push farther up in the creeks as they can to feast and get ready for that winter time. And then once that water temperature drops down in the 55 degrees, they are pulling way out into deeper water. So I think within the next couple of weeks, we're probably going to see water temperatures probably around in the 55s. Right now it's at 60. It's been 68 all day. Right now it is 1 o'clock, so it'll probably come up a 1 degree by this afternoon, like 69. But like with the colder temperatures coming, it's going to turn them on. They're going to want to feast up, and they're going to want to, and it's hard to find bait in places, so you've really got to start to find bait. But I will say this: all of my bigger fish that I've caught this week have been on secondary points and going back up to the creeks. So like that secondary point to the, like in the middle somewhere, and it's on specific structure. Like it has to be a lay down, or there has to be a stomp that you're throwing it on. And I'll get into the baits here in just a little bit, but those are places that you're going to want to target. Now, I have been catching quite a bit of smallmouth. It seems like the smallmouth has pulled up to the main lake points with those cooler temperatures. I don't think we had much of a thermocline this year, and everyone's been asking me, where's the smallmouth? Where's the smallmouth? Where's the smallmouth? And I'm like, they're way out there in the deep, and where nobody can mess with them because there's really no thermocline, and they're very deep, and I don't like to fish that deep and hurt fish and have to fish, so therefore I honestly don't like to minnow fish because I get enough of it during the winter months. And there's just something about that I don't like, sitting up front, shaking a minnow and holding it right in front of a fish. But during tournaments I do that, and when people come on guided trips and they want to catch a bigger fish, it's usually them trying to do it, and then I'm usually the one catching the fish and giving it to them, but they get to reel in a big fish. So it is fun to try to do it, but then once you've done it for so long, you're like, nah, I'm out of it, you know. So I don't like to minnow fish, but you can catch them on a minnow. I've done a little bit of it just to see if they're wanting to do it. So I'm not going to show you those baits because I don't even have them up here. Yeah, so secondary points is they're kicking up, you know, and those main lake points with the long tapering flats, those smallmouth have really pulled up there. So have the spots in Kentucky's. But the bigger largemouth that I've been catching, like I said, been secondary points and making my way back to the back of the creeks. Or I'll start at the very back and I'll start making my way out. And like I said, it's some specific structure that you want to hit. It's a lay down or stump that they are on. And usually I'm really kicking their butts on them. So, all right, let's go into the baits that I used this week. We'll just start from main lake points out what I've been catching the smallmouth on, and then kind of targeting, you know, what I've been doing. So a lot of the smallmouth that I've been catching, a lot of my smallmouth this week has been a jewel jig. Brush Creek, I do use their jigs. They got great jigs, but we don't have no smaller versions out right now, but they're in the process of trying to do that. But I picked up this jewel jig, and it's a little Peewee, and it's got some chartreuse on it and some orange with it, and I just paired it up with the Crush City Craw, and I've been throwing those out on main lake points and the secondary points as well, but I've been catching those bigger smallmouth with this. So another bait that I've been using on the main lake points to catch the smallmouth or spots, I've just been pairing it up with a 1/2 ounce Dirty Jigs guppy head, and I paired it up with a Keitech 2.8. Okay, so this, I love the Dirty Jigs guppy head because one, it's the 1/2 ounce. It stays on bottom, and that's what you want. You really want to throw this thing as far as you can, let it hit the bottom, put it in those fish, because those fish they're on the bottom, and just roll it across there pretty slow, and before you know it, you got yourself a fish on. So just kind of work around those main lake points, those, like I said, long tapering points with this little dude and that jig, and you'll get yourself some bites, and they're going to be big ones. So I've caught some 3s and 3.5s this week, smallmouth, and I've caught some pretty nice spots as well. So that's it. I've been throwing this on secondary points as well too, so I don't want to get that discouraged, y'all to get discouraged from that. What I've been targeting the banks with is I've been switching back and forth between the, you know, this whopper plopper, or it's a river to sea. I guess they call this monkey blood. This thing is tore up. Like, I don't even know if you can ski all the scratches from it from catching some of these bigger bass that I've been catching. I mean, they've been engulfing it. That one they're really liking right now. I usually like to throw this when there's a little bit of chop on the water. When it's like glass, I've been switching to the 6-cent wake bait. Oh, right here. This is a very good bait around boat docks. I mean, this is a killer bait, especially when it's like glass. You don't want a lot of chop on the water, you know. I mean, this is just something that just glides across there. It looks like a glide bait on top. It's pretty big profile, and it just shakes on top of it, and it rolls. And I've been targeting laydowns with this, and they are coming undone, like smashing it. There's been a couple that I've had to do some surgeries on because they've had it so far down in their throats that I've had to get the big pliers out and try to get out of their throat, but they survived. There's that. So that's all the top water that I've been throwing this week is that 6-cent glide, or not 6-inch glide, 6-inch wake shad, and the River to Sea whopper plopper style bait. That's called monkey blood. Okay. As for this is like has green on top. You know, I don't know if you can see that, and it just kind of has some little bit of, it's translucent. So in that clear water, especially when it's like you're way back there up in creeks, it's a little bit clearer back up there, and they just can't resist it. They love it. They get after it. So another bait. Let me get all these rods out of the way. Another bait that I really like to use. They've switched up the colors on me. So they've been I went back to the Stone Cold, and this is the I like to run a 14-foot diving crankbait because it gets down there and it just causes chaos. And I burn that thing and I stop it, and I burn it and I stop it, and I burn it and I stop it. And this thing is chewed up. Like it's bad. The bill is definitely chewed up from hitting the bottom, but the teeth marks on this thing they're really wanting this Stone Cold too. I just been paralleling the banks, going in the back half of creeks with the creek channel, and just throwing that thing paralleling the banks and just burning it and stopping it, burning it and stopping it. And that's getting some good bites. It's getting 2.5 maybe. I think I've caught maybe 4 that were about 3 pounds on this. But my bigger bites, like I said, have been on the top water. And I haven't been on that top water, like, I've been throwing that top water till about 11 o'clock. Like, I've been catching them at 11 o'clock. You can ask Dane. I literally sent him pictures. I know y'all don't know who Dane is. He's Dane Cobridger. He works up there at Modern Outdoor Tackle. He's on the college fishing team, but I just showed him pictures how they're literally eating that thing. I mean, they're choking it. And it's at 11 to 10:30 is when I stopped throwing it. But the farthest I've been catching them is about 11 o'clock. In the evening times, as the sun's coming down, you can go out there and throw that top water and have fun. Okay. For schooling fish, I shouldn't say schooling fish, I should say schooling bait fish. I'll be going backs in the backs of creeks, and all of a sudden you'll see the water just come alive, and the fish will, the bait fish, you can see them on top of the water, and they'll scatter one way and they'll scatter this way. I immediately stop what I'm doing, and I pick up this guy, the old trap. It's a red-eye shad. This is the gizzard shad killer. So I'm taking that thing out there and I'm burning it. I'm throwing it past them, burning it across there, and I'll get let's just say out of the 10 times that I've seen bait scatter, I've caught at least one fish out of them, and it's been a 2.5 to 3 pounder with that. What I'm saying, out of the 10 times that I've seen them scatter, like I said, about six times out of that 10 times, 6 of the times I'll catch a fish. If you get what I'm saying, I'll just throw that thing out there and burn it in there. And this is also good against standing timber, getting up on those bluff walls, paralleling them, and you can throw this thing right down there and give it a 10-second count, and then just start burning that thing. This trap it's old school. I just don't think they see it enough, you know? Not a lot of people are throwing it anymore, and man, I love it. My dad taught me about it a long time ago, and it's just a fish catcher. I mean, it's fun. Anyone can do it. You can just throw that thing out there and just burn it. I mean, it's pretty simple. A kid could do it. My son does it. I have been catching some on brush piles, on the secondary point brush piles, but I've only been throwing the Crush City Craw right there. That's all I've been throwing in the brush pile. And like I said, probably out of every brush pile I hit, I'll catch 1 to 2. They'll either be a largemouth or there'll be a spot. So don't sleep on those brush piles on those secondary points. It's crucial. Like, they're there, and big ones are there. I just can't get the bigger ones to bite right now. But guys, that is all I have this week. Like I said, things are going to rapidly change within the next week. You got lots of rain coming in, lots of colder weather coming in. I think it's supposed to be dropping down in the 50s, and I think as some of the nights are going to be in the 40s. So things on the lake are going to be consistently changing throughout the day. So you have to learn to adapt and change throughout that time. So guys, if you want to book on the water lessons with me, go to my website at hinesfishing.com. I'll leave my phone number in the description here that you can get a hold of me, or you can book a guide trip. The reason why we haven't been able to get the camera fixed and get all this stuff done for the camera, so that y'all can see how I'm fishing, is because I've been booked. I've had a lot of trips, and when you do that, and trying to mingle with family and get all that stuff done, it sucks. But it's about to get done. This is in our slow parts of the month. Some big things are coming, guys. So I'm super excited, super blessed. So guys, I'll link everything in the description below so that you know what to get and what to throw. So right now we are about to get into our faith talk. So we will see you in just a second. Okay, so this is the faith talk of the YouTube, is where basically I take some scripture out of the Bible, talk to you about it, or an encouraging word from the Bible, or just something that I've gone through in my life. So I just want to paint you a picture here from what I'm about to read. Picture Jesus walking up on the shore, and there's Peter, and then there's Andrew. These guys have been professional fishermen their whole entire life, and as well as James and John. They fished for a living, like I do. And we're in the book of Matthew. It is Matthew chapter 4, verse 19, and it says, "Come follow me." Jesus says, "Come follow me, and I will show you how to fish for people." Now, these guys didn't think on it. They didn't ponder on it. They didn't even know who he was. They literally dropped everything from what they were doing to follow him. The same with James and John, the two brothers. They put their nets down and they go, you know what? I'm going to follow Jesus. I want to tell you guys that in my life, you know, like I've said, I've done some pretty bad things in my past, and with drinking and stuff like that. But there was a time in my life that I really truly thought that Jesus couldn't save me, like it couldn't happen, and he did. I literally dropped everything to what I was doing to follow him and to stay in the Word and to read the Word consistently every day and to pray and to worship and to go to church and to be around other followers. And guys, it has been nothing but fun-filled, full of adventure with following Jesus. That's the best way I can subscribe it, you know, because yes, is following Jesus tough? It is, but I want to tell you what, all the stuff that he's brought me through, and it's made me a better person for who I am today. So guys, if you're struggling in your faith, just know that God is in control and he will help you through anything. He did say, in this world you will have troubles, but take heart, I have overcome the world. So guys, just remember that. If God is talking to you about starting that ministry or starting that business or starting to do whatever it is, guys, all you have to do is act. Follow him. He's got the blueprints to everything, and you can't go wrong with following Jesus. So guys, I hope this helps you here today. Like I said, we love you here at the Hines house, and we will see you next week.